Get it. I'm driving through a war zone right now.
We start tonight with the deadly fire in Southern California. Multiple fires started in the LA area last night, killing at least 5 people and destroying more than 1,000 structures. We do have a lot to cover. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. We are waiting for a live update on the wildfires tonight. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is set to give an update any minute now. We will bring that to you as soon as it starts. But first, 5 wildfires are now burning in the area from the Pacific Coast inland to Pasadena. The Palisades fire is the largest right now, burning more than 15,000 acres. That fire now the most destructive in Los Angeles. The Eaton fire, blamed for all 5 deaths, has burned more than 10,000 acres. And just into our newsroom now, we are learning about a new fire burning in the area. The Lydia fire is burning near the town of Acton, east of Santa Clarita.
And so we have team coverage tonight from local resources heading to the firefight to families helping people evacuate. We're also looking at the challenges firefighters face in battling fires in urban areas. But we start tonight in Pasadena with Alex Stone. And Alex, a heartbreaking evening.
An apocalyptic scene in Southern California. Valleys filled with smoke, flames taking over hillsides as at least 4 major wildfires burn out of control. Embers flying all around, pushed by hurricane-strength winds.
Oh, and we have, a partial structure collapse.
This afternoon, we got our first look at the devastation from the air, the winds slowing enough for helicopters to fly safely.
It's Armageddon. I'm driving through a war zone right now, and I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm shocked.
The winds also kept firefighters from launching water-dropping helicopters, people running with buckets of water in their hands, trying to do anything they could to save homes. Others rushing to grab any belongings they could. Neighbors tried but could not save the Symington family's home of 24 years.
It makes me want to cry, but it also, in the midst of the dark hour, puts a little ray of love and hope.
All the stuff that's here is replaceable. People are not. What having the family is the most important thing.
A senior assisted living center destroyed. All of the over 90 residents evacuated safely. Some rushed to safety in wheelchairs.
This is not a normal red flag alert. The LA County Fire Department was prepared for 1 or 2 major brush fires, but not 4.
President Biden is in Los Angeles for an unrelated matter and got an update on the disaster from firefighters. He's also spoken with Governor Gavin Newsom.
We're prepared to do anything and everything as long as it takes to contain these fires and help reconstruct, make sure we get back to normal.
In addition to the wind, it's extremely dry here. There has not been sizable amounts of rain in over 8 months. Now the California National Guard is sending troops who are specially trained to work with firefighters. Alex Stone, ABC News, Pasadena, California.
And here at home, local firefighters are sharing exactly what first responders are facing as they head to the front lines.
So far, Sacramento Fire, Metro Fire, Stockton Fire, Modesto Fire, and other departments from across our region have sent strike teams to help. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us live from the Sacramento Fire Department station. Roxanne, it appears they wasted no time jumping right into action. What are you hearing from these agencies?
Well, Laura, fire tells us that as soon as they get that call for help, crews need to be ready to leave within an hour. That means having their uniforms packed up, any protective gear that they may need, and they have to be ready to be gone for at least 2 weeks at a time. Fire agencies in Sacramento are part of a statewide agreement to fight the fires in Los Angeles County.
Absolutely devastating.
Captain Justin Silvio with the Sacramento Fire Department says the first strike team left for the Palisades fire Tuesday night around 9. Arriving around 6 Wednesday morning. It includes firefighters from the Sacramento Fire Department, Metro Fire, and Cosumnes Fire Department.
The Sacramento region sent 22 firefighters, staffing 5 Type 1 fire engines and a strike team vehicle down south.
Right off the bat, their assignment is to engage in the firefight and structure defense.
The conditions down there are so horrific that our members were put straight to work, and they have not stopped working ever since.
This one involving 3 Cal OES brush engines and a strike team leader from Metro Fire, Sacramento Fire, Manteca Fire, Ione Fire, Calaveras Consolidated Fire, and South San Joaquin County Fire.
When you're talking about sometimes minutes mattering between life and death, having the resources where they need to be strategically, moving resources to fight the fire and get people out of harm's way is a challenge.
One of the greatest challenges they're facing are the rapid winds and hazardous conditions. Therefore, crews are expected to work long, grueling days and use to their maximum capacity until they can control the fire.
We typically see big events like this happen midsummer. Nothing like January in the winter months like this. It's very rare. We're always there to meet that need.
Crews plan on being in the LA area for at least 14 days. After that, there's a process to have them replaced by additional resources coming from the Sacramento area. I'm live in Sacramento. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Roxanne, their efforts are certainly needed, and we are so thankful for them and wish them well and pray for their safe return. Roxanne, thank you for the update.
Let's get over to Monica now with a look at the weather impact and how things are looking as we speak, Monica.
All right, well, two things that I want to reiterate. You've heard it from Alex Stone, the critically dry conditions in Southern California, and then also the fact that we've got these fierce winds. The good news here is the biggest wind event is starting to subside, but the red flag warning remains in effect. It's just the particularly dangerous situation is now expired for all areas. That being said, this will continue until 6 o'clock Friday evening with wind gusts still close to about 50 to 60 miles per hour, sustained winds close to about 30 miles per hour in areas that are already dealing with the spark that quickly fanned by those fierce winds. Now, in terms of our air quality, we've seen periodic issuance of very poor air quality, most of that surrounding the direct fire lines right now. I do want to point out, though, that we have a shift in our wind pattern overnight. That's going to allow a lot of that smoke to settle into some of the lower elevations, not necessarily around those fire lines. So we're all dealing with areas of smoke that is, unfortunately, in Southern California going to be hazardous. High pressure ridge starting to build in. What that's going to do is going to help to at least bring down some of those peak wind gusts that were close to about 70 to 80 miles per hour. Locally, our hourly weather, you can see those winds are a little bit calmer, cooler for tonight, but we've got another wind event developing for the weekend.
Monica, thank you. And like she mentioned, the weather conditions are a challenge, but there are many other issues that come with an urban wildland firefight.
ABC 10's Devin Truby spoke to local experts and is live now with an update on the situation down south.
That's right, Chris. Urban wildland firefighting has its own unique challenges, like what we're seeing happen in the Pacific Palisades. It happens in densely populated areas, and there can be issues with the water supply, not unlike what our local firefighters here in Sacramento oftentimes have to deal with.
We're fighting a wildfire with urban water systems, and that is really challenging.
The general manager of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power shared Palisades has little to no water. The 3 water tanks holding 1 million gallons each were empty by 3 a.m. Wednesday.
We had a tremendous demand on our system in the Palisades. We pushed the system to the extreme. 4 times the normal demand was seen for 15 hours straight, which lowered our water pressure.
Firefighters using the water faster than it can be pushed through the system, creating water pressure issues. In the Palisades, hydrants didn't have enough pressure to push the water to elevations above 3,000 feet. Now they're relying on construction trucks to bring in water.
Our apparatus do have the ability to draft water if we need to out of pools, ponds, any type of water resource. We also utilize the water tenders.
The water supply is one of many challenges in an urban firefight. The issues in Los Angeles are similar to when Sacramento Fire responds to the American River Parkway, where hydrant access is limited and they have to bring their own water.
Our engines only have 500 gallons of water on them, so if you're flowing a typical hand line from that, it only lasts 2 or 3 minutes. This is something that needs to go on for hours.
You can't cool and slow a fire down without water.
Once you get into that wildland urban interface, the wind really controls everything, because it's going to start that brush or that light flashy fuel, as we refer to it. It's going to get that going. It's going to produce a ton of heat, and all it takes is a window to break out of a house. Those flames impinge on the inside of that house, and if there's no one around at that time, firefighter wise, and that can control it, that entire house is going to get going, and then it's going to burn the neighbor's house, and then it's going to start taking down neighborhoods.
Officials are asking everyone to conserve water, not just those near the firefight. There's also a 48-hour boil order for some zip codes due to low pressure and several amounts of ash in the water. Reporting live in Sacramento, Devin Tribby, ABC 10.
And of course, the recovery is really just getting started. We thank you for that perspective, Devin. Thank you.